Welcome back, rankers, and yes, happy Movember. It is Movember. In case you don't know what Movember is when men in Australia grow a mow to help men's health. The idea is that you grow a mow and you get people to sponsor your mow, and anybody who watches this show is welcome to sponsor my mow, and the money goes to men's depression and also prostate cancer research, so those two things. So I'll put a link in at the end of the show, and there's one in the email if you get the email, and there'll be one on the blog if you're watching this on the blog. Thank you for all the comments last week about the new Australian censorship laws. A lot happening in that space. You've probably seen a lot of people online in their avatars on various forums and social networking sites putting Band-Aid across their mouths. If you're wondering what that is, that's about the Australian government's attempt to filter the internet, or they're saying they're going to anyway. So we hope to get a comment from Senator Conroy's office over the next couple of weeks. We just haven't had time. But first this week, a lot happening. Today we've got the US election, and we've also, yesterday we had the Melbourne Cup, more importantly. But I'll bring you more about the US election next week, because I want to go and have a look at the Google Trends and those sorts of things to see what people were typing in today. Be very interested to know whether they were Googling at the last minute and before they went out the door to vote. But today I just wanted to show you something. A lot of people say to me, "Oh, Jim, I just got this email from this company in the US and they want to swap links. Is that a good idea?" No, it's not. There's a lot of pieces of software out there that allow you to go and find sites with similar content to your own, and then basically automate the sending out, sometimes thousands of emails to all these sites that may or may not have similar keywords to your own, and request a link swap. A couple of things. Reciprocal linking is nowhere as important as it used to be. Google has downplayed it simply because a lot of people were going out and doing these sorts of things. And the other thing about it, which is not good, is that you don't know what you're linking to half the time. Okay, you don't know what site you're linking to. And if you start linking to really dodgy sites, Google's going to look at you and say, "Well, I don't know whether I want my users to go to you because you've got a lot of links on that site that link to dodgy sites." And by dodgy, I'll show you what I mean. This page here that we're looking at is the Google Safe Browsing Diagnostic page. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put news.com.au in there. And you can see here, so we've got Google here and all the rest of it. And we've just looked up news.com.au. Now, news.com.au is News Limited, Rupert Murdoch, the Herald Sun in Melbourne, Daily Telegraph in Sydney, and a bunch of others all over the world, including Fox News. Now, we've gone and had a look at news.com.au, and Google's telling us that, over the last 90 days, part of this site was listed for twice was listed for suspicious activity. What does it mean by suspicious activity? It means that as far as Google's concerned, this website, news.com.au, is infecting people's machines with malware, and on one occasion it's at least affected someone else's site with malware. Now, this isn't any reflection on news.com.au content. All I'm saying is that Google thinks that news.com.au has had at least 337 scripting exploits and successfully infected an average of 2 and started up 2 new processors on every target machine. Now, that's bad. If this is true, and I've got no reason to believe that it's not, news.com.au have got some serious work to do. Now, if we go and have a look, so how does this affect news? Well, let's go and do a search on the Melbourne Cup. So we go to the Melbourne Cup, which was yesterday. It's the horse race that stops Australia, in case you haven't heard of it before. And we're just going to search pages from Australia, and we've searched Melbourne Cup. Now, on this front page, it's a big news thing in Australia, right? On this front page, there is not a news.com.au listing, link, entry, result, nothing. So then we go and have a look at the news items for the same phrase. We've got the Irish Times, we've got the Canberra Times, We've got the Australian. Okay, the Australian. But it's a different URL. The Australian.news.com.au. The Age, but we haven't got any links directly to news.com.au. Now that could be a couple of different things. It may not be that Google is sort of downplaying news.com.au and its results. It may be a case that maybe news.com.au hasn't configured their sites properly to rank in in Google News. But certainly, if you're linking to news.com.au, I reckon I'd be pulling my link down if it was on my side. I wouldn't want to be associated with it. Now, it's a high-profile site. It's an authority site. This probably happens a lot with other big sites. But I think one of the main problems with the news.com.au site is IMR Worldwide. Because if we click on IMR Worldwide and we have a look and see what they're up to, Google has said that yes, this site has hosted malicious software over the past 90 days. It infected 3,099 domains. 3,000. So what Google's saying is IMR Worldwide actually infected or basically 3,000 websites. That's what they're saying. So if you've ever gone to Google and done a search and seen a result that says, caution, this site may harm your computer, that's because Google thinks that it's got malware on it, meaning that if you go to that site, it's going to automatically download software onto your machine and probably install a worm, and you in turn will infect a bunch of other people, and they will in turn infect a bunch of other people. So what they're saying is that IMR Worldwide has affected. Now, who's IMR? Well, last time I looked, it was a part of Nielsen's ratings, and they do a lot of from memory stats and that sort of stuff. I think might even do some advertising on some of these bigger sites. But it says here that IMR Worldwide actually infected Lycos in Spain. Now, Lycos is well, used to be one of the biggest search engines, not so anymore since Google, but to infect a whole search engine is not a good thing. So all I'm saying to you is that if you do not know the site, you do not know the person who wants you to link to them, don't link to them. Look, linking out isn't a big thing for you anyway. You need to get links in. And reciprocal linking or swapping links isn't going to help that a lot. So hopefully that explains a few things. If you want to go and have a look at this site and just check your own site, throw your own details in, you go to google.com/safe browsing /diagnostic ?site equals, and then you just put in the site name. And that's it for this week's show. If you've got any questions, please send them through. And if you want to find out more about Australia's internet filter and how you can voice your opposition to this stupid piece of legislation, that's easy for me to say, go to nocleanfeed.com, and there's petitions and phone numbers and everything there that you can go and voice your disapproval to our politicians. Thanks very much, and we'll see you next week. Bye.